What's up, you dirty, rotten scoundrels? It's Andy coming to you on a Tuesday after a long holiday weekend. And if you're not in the U.S. and it wasn't a holiday weekend for you, are you watching this in Sweden right now and you're like, oh, there was no holiday?
I'm Bjergen Kjergen.
From the Kjergen Fjords.
That's in the Klargen province near the Bjergen River.
Yeah.
Hey, look, in Sweden, every day's a holiday. So happy you're probably tall, blonde, and attractive, unless you're Simon Holmstrom on the New York Islanders, to all you Sverige folk out there. Anyway, it's Andy coming to you after a long holiday weekend to talk some NHL playoffs and give you some NHL playoff sniffs here on the Tuesday after Memorial Day. We have a Western Conference Game 4 tonight in the conference final, but I'm also going to talk about Game 5 of the Eastern Conference final, which is going to take place tomorrow. I'm going to give you some bets for both of these series, some talking about series long bets, and then we'll try to delve into some individual game sniffs. But as you probably learned last night in that 3-0 Carolina win, any night can roll a 0-0 out at you on the roulette wheel. It's not like the regular season where, you have 12 games to choose from on a Tuesday or Thursday and you go, all right, well, I like that and I kind of like that. When you feel compelled to force sniffs because there's only one game, you can really end on that 0-0. And I feel like last night was a 0-0 for many people. So let's talk about that series for a second. You had the Florida Panthers. You saw a couple memes about legitimately resting players like it was the last game of the regular season, and you can't blame them. Up 3-0 in the series, you also get to keep some of those depth players who you may need to step in. You get them a couple of games, you rest Reinhart, you rest Mikkola. Now, that results in a Game 4 loss. However, I weirdly think that's not the worst thing in the world. Something that I've been very worried about for these Panthers, who are in one of the best grooves, yes, even with last night's loss, one of the best grooves defensively and scoring. One of the worst things for them is an extended layoff that spans weeks, which was potentially on the table for them, because you saw what happened to them when they swept Carolina 2 years ago. They just sat off to the side, and Bobrovsky came into that next series ice cold, because there was such an extended layoff, and then Vegas peppered him. Now, look, the situation is different. This Florida team is much better than that. But still, extended layoffs always hurt goalies, in my opinion. Not just in my opinion. Go check the stats. Did I run them? Absolutely not. But is somebody going to run them someday? I don't know. Maybe, but it's not going to be me. But I'm actually... happy is not the right word. We obviously have those Eastern Conference plus 575 tickets. Those aren't much in jeopardy yet. But now we got a Game 5 in this series going back to Carolina. But something that really interests me, I know most of you guys, right? You took the Connor McDavid, Conn Smythe a mere few days ago when we saw it jump. You had one shot, B-Rabbit, 8 Mile, to get Connor McDavid plus 550 for Conn Smythe. Well, what happens? They won Game 2. They won Game 3. And now, what can you get Connor McDavid at? Plus 190. So there is a considerable chance it's over for getting McDavid. The only way you'll ever get McDavid again is if it's the Stanley Cup final and they're down by a game or two, and then they're forced to update the odds. So hopefully you got that right, because you saw what happened in the previous round. You gotta buy things when they're low. How are you guys with the stock market? When you see everybody selling, do you sell like a donkey as well? And when everyone's buying, you buy like a donkey as well? Well, hopefully you did that with McDavid. I see another buying opportunity at what I'm about to tell you doesn't mean, but you said take Connor McDavid. Now you don't think Connor McDavid's gonna win? When I take Connor McDavid to win Conn Smythe, you essentially have a major corner of the Conn Smythe market covered. He once again is leading the Stanley Cup playoffs in points, and if the Oilers are going to win the Stanley Cup, he's going to have the most points. He's going to win the Conn Smythe. Now, on the other side, I see that Bobrovsky, which is, it's just ridiculous that he's the favorite for the Florida Panthers. In a series against the Edmonton Oilers, they're going to shell him 2 times, 3 times like they did, even if they win the Stanley Cup. Now, granted, they can still play the Dallas Stars. That's only a 2-1 series. I'm just going based on who I predicted to make the Stanley Cup final. Now I feel like a lot of your predictions are magically starting to match my predictions. But let's say it is a Stanley Cup final. I am eliminating Bobrovsky to potentially win this thing. Nope, fine, maybe you can. He is out of my contention, even though he's the second favorite. But meanwhile, I see a massive opportunity right under him. Sasha Barkov plus 1,100 now to win the Conn Smythe a mere few days ago. Before game 3 of that series against the Hurricanes, he was plus 550. Now, one game later, it's mostly because Edmonton won and now McDavid's closer to the final round, but to get Barkov at plus 1,100, if you get to the final and it is the Panthers and it is the Edmonton Oilers and you have Barkov and McDavid plus 550, plus 1,100, you essentially have the market covered. Look, that's how I'm attacking Conn Smythe. I think it's a great way to kind of bet on Stanley Cups, as you saw last year, without actually having to bet the winner of a Stanley Cup at a minus 105 or something like that. And by the way, Barkov is leading the team in points. It's not just like, oh yeah, I'm picking a random player. Barkov's leading the Panthers in points. He is their captain. And you remember when they played the Oilers in the Stanley Cup final? Every time the Panthers get a win or McDavid doesn't have 4 points, Barkov gets the credit. Oh, he's Barkov. He shuts down. If the Oilers make it and lose, they're not giving McDavid 2 straight losing Conn Smythes. We enjoyed the first one very much. I think Barkov is the prime candidate to win it. You know the NHL likes having a captain winning that Conn Smythe right up there, and I would pick Barkov to get this one if the Florida Panthers win the Stanley Cup, which, a lot of people seem to think that they are going to do now. No, not before round 1 when everyone had the Lightning going, but oh no, you're getting full Barry Horowitz backpats the entire time, because right now I'm on a red hot run. I picked every series right in the last round. I got a 3-1 lead out east, a 2-1 lead here out west. Now let's talk a little bit about this game 4 here in this Western Conference final, which Edmonton has just completely dominated. The Dallas Stars are a very, very, very good team. This is their 3rd straight conference final. They cannot lose this game 4. Does that mean that they're just going to win now because I said that? No, not at all, because Edmonton, for a multitude of reasons, crazy variables, like that power play, which when it's hot can score at will, like Skinner, who's either pitching shutouts or giving up 6 goals a game. The curious case of the Edmonton Oilers, I've been telling you this all playoffs long. But I'm nearly certain you should be seeing Dallas's best punch tonight. They carried the play for some sustained periods in game 3, but now they really got to bring it in this game. I mean, going down 3-1 to a team that's 9-2 in their last 11 playoff games, you just can't do that. You can't give the Oilers and McDavid 3 chances to eliminate you. They're going to do it. So the Stars are going to bring the best version of whatever they got tonight. It's so funny, man. 2 straight years they seem to be playing so well. They look like they're on a path to the Stanley Cup. Everything's working out for them. And then they just kind of play this blah game when they get to Edmonton. It's very weird. It's very curious, like the curious case of the Edmonton Oilers. The first thing that I'm going to tell you about is something that I saw on Bet365. Connor McDavid, most points in this series. I cannot say no to a bet like this ever. If he's trailing the leader by 1 point or he's near the top, and I can find plus 190 on Connor McDavid, yeah, I'm just taking it every time. I mean, this is Connor McDavid. A 4-point night is always potentially on the docket. And if I'm getting him at plus 190, which is what I saw on Bet365, that's something I'm absolutely adding to the docket. And then as far as this game, this sickens me to say. You guys know how I feel about this player. He's a scam star, the 100-point scam star, who now that Rantanen's on the team and he's not looked at as even remotely the go-to guy, it's really started to become apparent, oh, he's just kind of a slow, not-so-great player. Sometimes that's all it really takes. Throw a real star on your team, give the guy who is perceived as the star somewhat of a diminished role, and then you start to see, like, what does Robertson have these playoffs? 2 points? 3 points? Got lucky that I got... You see the interview after last game? He's like, I scored? Oh my God, that's so nice. Anyway, as I rip on Jason Robertson, if Rube Hintz is out of the lineup, Robertson is playing with Granlund and Rantanen on the top line and is with Rantanen on that top power play. It's just such a good price at plus 125 for a point. It came through in the last game. The increased opportunity with the top line and on that top power play. That's just something that, if I'm a value bettor, when you look at the prices, that just stands out. Top line, top power play. And if you're someone who doesn't believe he's a scam star, you should be very excited about a bet like this because he was injured. And he is looking slightly better, I guess. He had like 5 shots on goal in that last game. So I'm going to take Jason Robertson for a point, plus 125. And I think he had 5 shots on goal in the last game. I mean, you're playing with Ranton and Granlund. You're going to find more opportunities. And they have his shots on goal 1.5 in this game. So if you want to go with a point for Jason Robertson, plus 125. Then if you want to do a point and the over 1.5 shots on goal, that's a solid same game parlay. And then maybe a separate bet, the 3 shots on goal, well into the plus money. Yep. It's a Jason Robertson night for me.
Oh, no.
But fortunately, he's not the only one because there is also increased opportunity for another player. The other player who was injured in this first part of the playoffs. I've talked about him before, Miro Heiskanen, plus 110 for a point. I mean, they played him almost the entirety on the power. Like, their power plays now. Harley is getting such a small portion of it, and Heiskanen is getting all this opportunity. I like his point at plus 110. And just because I'm talking about this out loud now, I mean, he split up from Harley 5-on-5, and they don't really share power play time. I'm going to try that. I mean, this is just silly, but you know what? Let's add it in there. There's not much to add these days come playoff time. Give me over on half of a point for Miro Heiskanen, under on half of a point for Harley. That just kind of sounds stupid, doesn't it? We're going to see how stupid it is. And then on Edmonton, you don't have to. I just put the same bets every single time. It doesn't even matter. Give me an Evan Bouchard point, Connor McDavid assist, a Leon Draisaitl point, Evan Bouchard assist. And then you could always go Connor McDavid. That's that. We do have a third one. Probably, of course, it is higher paying, so it's going to be more to your liking. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins actually leads this series in points. He's been coming through. Give me the 2 points for Connor McDavid and the assist for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. That's what I got for that game 4. If Edmonton wins this game, I am fairly certain we know who will be in the Stanley Cup final. But I would not just discount Dallas. Dallas, for some reason, struggles in this round. I mean, I know Brynda Moore's squad. If you're going to lose, just do it like Brynda Moore.
We didn't get.
Okay?
We didn't lose 4 games. We got beat, but it's,
They really need this game. They need to have their best game in Edmonton. We will see if Rupe Hintz plays, because if he plays, he'll probably be inserted back into that top line, and then that kind of throws all those Robertson bets out of whack. But if you're to trust their coach, who weirdly looks like Louis C.K. these days, DeBoer said Hintz wasn't close. So if he's not close, he's probably not going to be playing. But I guess we will see. Make sure you check pregame. You could also come and join the Patreon. I will update anything that needs to be updated when it comes to Rupe Hintz and Jason Robertson's status before the game. I'll update the picks if I have to. You can get those over on my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Andy Francess. That's where you could also just be a supporter of everything that I do here, be a minority owner of this show. You could be the lone sponsor at patreon.com/Andy Francess. That's where Josh has been putting out his baseball picks. That's where we got the chats going on for every single sport. And truly, I hope to see you there. But if not, I will see you for the next round of NHL Sniffs. You can always do those free things. A couple free things. Like the video, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll see you guys for the next video.